morning, everybody. Allie with Novella Bloom. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you so much to all of our men and women who are serving right now and who have served in the past. We owe you so much for your sacrifice and all you have done for this beautiful country of ours. So just want to make sure I said thank you. Okay, this is the kind of an update on the beds around our workshop. I'm starting on one side of the workshop, and I'm just gonna walk around and kind of show you how everything's looking, talk about the plants in here. These are all plants that do really well in the Pacific Northwest. I am in Burleigh, Washington, which is right on the border of Gig Harbor and Port Orchard. And this is one of the sunniest spots in our garden, so you're going to see a lot of full sun plants over here. So let's get started. When we first moved in, the previous owners had planted a bunch of strawberries, and I don't know what's in this soil, but it is super rich, full of nutrients, and these strawberries just keep coming back every year. So that's exciting. We do have a lot of bunnies and deer. We also have mountain lions, coyotes, we have a bear, so yeah, oh, and of course deer. I forgot to mention that a lot of these plants do well around deer as well. I don't know if they're deer resistant or if the deer just haven't found them yet, but we also have a Belgian Malinois, and she hangs out in the backyard and kind of keeps the deer away, so that's super helpful. But yeah, and then we have this, I think this is just a perennial geranium. I don't know, I could be totally wrong, but I think it's pretty. I've heard that it's invasive and a weed, but I think a weed is just something that you don't like. If you like it and it's not hurting the other plants, I say just leave it. Here is one of our daylilies. It's a yellow Stella d'Oro. It will be blooming pretty soon. It's a great companion plant for hydrangeas. We have a hydrangea right there that I'll talk about in a minute. But let me see if I can find a bud. This is an old flower daylily. There's a bunch of seeds in here, I think. Oops. You can just kind of open it up, and I'm just gonna let it drop and see if it produces another plant next year. Okay, then we still have our strawberries. They get these really pretty flowers right there. Love it. You can see the bee on the geranium flower, I think, if that's a geranium. I don't know. This is a Pinky Winky hydrangea. It's a full sun one. I had it in our front yard, which is actually part sun, but I had it in the sunniest part of the yard, and it just wasn't doing much. So this winter, or late winter, early spring, I dug it out and brought it over here, and it is getting more and more blooms than it had in the previous years. So it's really loving this spot. Can't wait to see what it does here in a couple weeks. And then I want to talk about this plant. So it doesn't look like much right now, but this is one of my absolute favorite plants in the garden. It is a Lucifer crocosmia, and about 4 years ago I planted one 1 gallon plant, and it has spread like crazy. Oh, there's my bleach bottle in the background. I was pruning my roses and cleaning my pruners between each plant with the bleach. So, excuse that. But it's usually July when these start blooming, and it's one of my favorite days of the whole year because I can see those beautiful red blooms coming up above the foliage. Hummingbirds and bees love it. Every year, because it's so big, it falls over. So I just took, I don't know if this is even gonna work, but I took some of this green tape and I just loosely kind of wove it in between the stems, and I'm hoping to keep it upright like this and not falling over into the walkway. Okay, then our next hydrangea pediculata is either a vanilla strawberry or strawberry vanilla. Can't remember which one, or if it's vanilla strawberry or strawberry vanilla. But I love this one because it gets like pink and cream on the flowers, and it's absolutely gorgeous. If you're looking for a great pairing for a full sun garden, I would highly recommend planting Crocosmia and paniculata hydrangeas. I think this gets like maybe 5 feet tall and 4 feet wide. Could be wrong. But yeah, it's just absolutely stunning in the summer. Then down here I have another daylily, Stella d'Oro, and you can see the flower bud right there. Very excited. Daylilies also do very well with hydrangea paniculatas. And there's one more back there. And then this guy we got from a friend the first winter we moved in. It's one of those, like, I don't know what it is, a cypress maybe? I'm probably very wrong, but it's one of those like little ornamental trees that you get a lot of time at Christmas, and they're usually in arrangements, and so I just stuck it in the ground, and I had to cut it back because it was crowding out the hydrangeas, so I'm keeping it small. And then one of my other, oh, sorry. Yeah, this was the vanilla strawberry. This is the Pinky Winky Hydrangea paniculata. This gets 6 to 8 feet tall, and I think 5 to 6 feet wide. Really absolutely beautiful. Pink and cream blooms. I will do another video when it's in full bloom because it's absolutely glorious. And then one of my alliums that I planted years ago is coming back. Comes back every year. It's a pretty white. I thought it was a purple allium, but it's white, and I'm actually really excited that it's white because I usually see the purple ones, and it's nice to just have a white one. Okay, and then back here is my May Night Salvia. So this is a couple years old. It was a 1 gallon, came in a 1 gallon container, and stuck it in the ground, and it's just doing beautifully. I have it, I think I said this already, but I cut it back every year, and it just reflushes, and it's absolutely gorgeous. And then when I was still kind of new to gardening, I planted mint in this bed, and and that was a mistake because it is taking over. I do pull out as much as I can, but I've just kind of come to the conclusion and have accepted that I will always have mint in this bed. And that's okay because it smells really good. So it does have that going for it. All right, and then I had a honeysuckle, I think it was a gold flame, growing up a trellis on this wall, and I just kind of decided I wanted to try it as a ground cover and see how it does, kind of rambling through the hydrangeas. And we've got some blooms on it. So exciting. It's a beautiful pink, orange, and red. So there's another one right there. Let's see if I can get in there. Where'd it go? There it is. Yeah, just love it. And then this is the very first hydrangea paniculata to bloom in this bed, and I absolutely love it. It's a quick fire, and it gets 6 to 8 feet tall and about 6 feet wide, and it is covered in buds. I just cut them back by about 1/3 in early spring, and it's just absolutely beautiful. Very excited for that one to bloom. On this quick fire in particular, I get honeybees, wasps, bumblebees, hummingbirds, butterflies, all over it, all at the same time. And they all get along, they all kind of just work around each other, and it's really cool to see them kind of just all coexisting and getting their work done without bothering each other. So, all right, so this is my Carl Rosenfeld peony. And this is an example of what can happen to your peonies if you don't put proper staking around them. I should have put a peony ring on it when I first planted it, but I didn't. I did get some of that green tape again and put it through here because my poor husband was running into the peonies when he was trying to get into his workshop. So I have it just very loosely, kind of holding them up. This fall, when I cut it back, I will for sure put a peony ring around it so that I don't have this problem next spring. But Carl Rosenfeld was the first peony I planted, and I just love it. I mean, how can you not? Look at that color. It's gorgeous. All right, and then I planted a Blaze climbing rose right here, and I was trying to train it to grow up this obelisk, but I'm not doing a very good job of kind of tying it to the obelisk, so I'll probably go back in and do that soon. But yeah, peonies are also a great companion plant to paniculata hydrangeas. So if you don't have any peonies in your garden, I would really encourage you to get some. They can be a little pricey, but if you get them as young plants and just get them in the ground and you have the patience to wait for a couple of years, they will reward you with these gorgeous blooms. Okay, and then back here is my spiral topiary. This is from Monrovia. It was the very first topiary I planted, and so it's about 5 years old. I just pruned it and shaped it yesterday. It was pretty bushy. I hadn't pruned it in a couple years. So, but it's looking good, I think. And then up here, I just have some sedum planted in this cool little lion garden decor. There are wasps that like to build little nests behind this, so I just leave them alone. And I wanted something planted in there that doesn't take a lot of maintenance, because I just really don't want to be stung by a bunch of wasps. So here is our beautiful clematis growing up this arbor. I planted this here a couple of years ago. I actually had it growing on a trellis on the wall over here, but the hydrangea got so big that you couldn't really see it. So I just trained it to grow up this trellis from Gardener Supply. And I'm also growing it with a Blaze climbing rose. It's a beautiful red rose. Roses and clematis are great plants to plant together. So yeah, it is looking really good. Love it. And then let's see, let me give you a shot down here. So another ground cover that I love is Creeping Jenny. But as you can see, it spreads. If you don't like Creeping Jenny, I would suggest, if you do like Creeping Jenny, but you don't want it to take over, I would suggest putting it in a pot or container. I love it. It's super hardy. So this is our kind of gravel walkway, and I mean, I step on it all the time, and it could care less. We have a little gladiola that's coming up right there that was planted by the previous owners. This is our 7th year here. So it's fun to see a lot of plants that the previous owners planted that are coming back. Here's one of my hostas. I don't remember the name, but look at that leaf. I mean, here's my hand for scale. Isn't that incredible? So beautiful. I actually have 3 hostas planted under this hydrangea. There's also some blackberries growing. Have to get rid of those. My dear friend Jan, who I taught with in the Silicon Valley, was moving, and she gave me a bunch of hostas, and I just absolutely love it. I can't remember the name, but they're so beautiful. I mean, what a great plant to plant under a hydrangea. Wonderful companion plants. I love it. And the deer have not found these ones, knock on wood. So I'm hoping that it stays that way. And then this is the hydrangea. I didn't cut it back this year, and I should have, because there's kind of this big, I don't know, there's no leaves or flowers down there. This thing can reach the roof line. So this fall I will cut it back, but it's just beautiful. I love it. It gets these beautiful, like, purple, pink blooms on it. And then over here is our weeping cherry. I think it's a snow fountains, maybe. We've got a Crimson Queen, Japanese maple. I don't know what happened to this blue spruce, but it's obviously dying. And one of the local nursery owners was talking about some disease that's going around and killing evergreens. So we are going to take that out, and actually my husband and I have always wanted a weeping Alaskan cedar. So we're going to plant one of those probably next month. We're having some tree work done, so I think we'll take that out ourselves. We can do that one ourselves, but yeah, I mean, it's a bummer because I love that tree, and it just gives so much structure to that part of the garden. But we're gonna bring in some boulders. We have boulders on our property. We're just gonna move them over here and make it kind of a traditional Pacific Northwest planting. This is a, oh God, the name is escaping me. Trumpet vine that was supposed to be an annual, but it's coming back. And that's exciting. I don't know if you can see the purple flowers. I think those are Campanula, maybe. And those have just spread. Like, just spread on their own. So that's really pretty. And then on the other side of the arbor, I have a grape growing. It's just a table grape. But I thought it would be fun, you know, when I'm out here gardening and hungry, it would be fun to just be able to pop over here and grab some grapes, a little snack. So I had originally planted it to grow up this obelisk, and it very quickly took over. So anyway, I attached it to the trellis, and those are growing up and will meet the clematis and roses, which is very exciting. And then back there is my Yuletide camellia. I actually have a hedge growing. I planted 4 of them next to each other, and they are fall bloomers. The fall here is particularly gorgeous, so I'm excited that they're putting on a bunch of growth. I did plant them right in the pathway where the deer walk down, so that wasn't very smart. But this is just a hanging basket I got from Home Depot. And then I have my bubblegum rose that I transplanted here a couple years ago. And yeah. So anyway, everything's looking great. It's been a cooler spring than usual. I don't know if that means it's going to be a colder winter, but I'm not going to worry about that right now. I'm just going to focus on enjoying the garden. So, hope you're having a great start to your morning. Happy Memorial Day. Thank you again to our men and women who have served and who are serving. Thank you for your sacrifice and all you do for this beautiful country of ours. All right. Hope you guys have a great upcoming week. I'll see you in the next one. Bye.